Alright, so we are starting with proportions, ladies and gentlemen, solving rational equations. So proportions are when you have two numbers, or two fractions set equal to each other. Alright, now the way to solve these is you use the cross multiplication rule. So A times D is going to equal C times B. Alright, and we've done those before last week, but I just wanted to remind you of that. The issue here, let me go ahead and erase that now, is that we also have to take into account the excluded values. So here, we look at both denominators. If we set them both equal to 0, we can't set the 9 equal to 0, but we have one excluded value. X cannot be 0 because of that. All right, so we're going to double check to make sure it's not 0 at the end, otherwise we end up with something with no solution. But spoiler alert, we're not going to end up with any no solutions in today's assignment. So I'm going to go ahead and use the cross multiplication rule here. X times x is x squared. 1 times 9 is 9. So that's how you set it up initially. After that, since we're solving, now we just solve. So I'm going to go ahead and square root both sides here. Now I get x equals. If you just put 3, you're going to be half right and half wrong because we actually get x equals plus or minus 3. Don't forget, when we had x squared equals 9, we could have subtracted 9 from both sides, and then it would have been x squared minus 9 equals 0. Then that would have factored into x plus 3 and x minus 3. So then that would have been x plus 3 equals 0, x minus 3 equals 0. And so then you see the two solutions of negative 3 and a positive 3. Now, neither one of these two conflict with our excluded value there. So then these both are our solutions, right here and here. So one problem down, several to go. I'll do the ones that look interesting. This one, no. This one, yeah, let's talk about this one. Any excluded values? Well, that's a 4 and that's a 3. Since neither one of them have a variable, no excluded values. So we just solve it. Whatever we get is what we get. So 4 times this, so it's 4 times 5x plus 1. And then over here I have 3x times 3. So this is going to be 20x plus 4 is equal to 9x. So I'm going to subtract 9x from both sides. I get 11x plus 4 equals 0. I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. I get 11x equals negative 4. I divide both sides by 11. I get x is equal to negative 4 elevenths. All good. Feeling great about it. All right, no excluded value, so that's my solution right there. All right, next up, we're going to have two different excluded values here. One where x plus 1 is equal to 0, and the other one where 3x plus 1 is equal to 0. So when I subtract 1 here, x can't be negative 1. Subtract 1, and then divide by 3. X can also not be negative 1/3. So we have to keep those in mind as we solve this problem. I'm going to change colors here. Here we go. When you're dealing with these, once again, I'm going to pick this negative up front. I'm going to put that with the 4. Why? Because I'm just going to move it up. Because one thing you have to realize is that if you have negative 1/3 or negative 1 divided by 3 or 1 over negative 3, those are all the same thing. So as long as you don't add another negative in there, I'm going to move from here to there on the 4. Okay. So now I'm going to do this first. 5 times x plus 1. And then I have my negative 4 times 3x plus 1 there. So now I'm going to distribute. I have 5x plus 5. Over here I end up with negative 12x minus 4. So I'm going to add 12x to both sides. I get 17x plus 5 is equal to negative 4. I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. I get 17x equals negative 9. I'm going to divide both sides by 17. I get x is equal to negative 9/17. That doesn't conflict with either one of those. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is my solution. All right. Similarly here, I'm going to set each of those denominators equal to 0 to figure out my excluded values. Values that it cannot be. So I'm going to add 2x, equals 0. I'm going to add 2x to both sides. I get 5 is equal to 2x. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 2. I get x cannot equal 5/2, or 5/2, if you will. That's one of the restricted or excluded values. Now I'm going to add 3 to both sides. I get 2x is equal to 3. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 2. I get x cannot equal 3/2. So those are my restricted values. All right, now for the real fun, I'm going to multiply these. So 1 times 2x minus 3 is just 2x minus 3. Then I have 3 times 5 minus 2x. Okay, so my left side's pretty good. My right side turns into 15 minus 6x. So now I'm going to add 6x to both sides. I get 8x minus 3 equals 15. Then I'm going to add 3 to both sides. I get 8x equals 18. I'm going to divide both sides by 8, remembering to simplify, because those are both divisible by 2. So I get x is equal to 9/4. It doesn't conflict with either one of those. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am good. All right, moving on. You guys can try that one on your own. No restricted values there. This one I'm going to work on. Why not? Let's talk about the excluded values. 1 minus x equals 0. 1 plus x equals 0. So if I add x to both sides here, I get 1 cannot equal x, or x cannot equal 1. Either way you look at it, I like that one better. Here I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. I get x cannot equal -1. Okay, so those are my restricted values. Let's see what I get. Now I'm going to go ahead and multiply here. So 3 times 1 plus x, and then I have 2 times 1 minus x. Let me change the color here. So this is 3 plus 3x. Then I have 2 minus 2x. I'm going to add 2x to both sides. I get 3 plus 5x equals 2. Then I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. I have 5x equals -1. I divide both sides by 5. I get x is equal to -1/5. Doesn't conflict with either one of those, so I'm good. Right on. I'm going to skip that one because you can do that one on your own. This one, I like the excluded values here. X equals 0. If you set this equal to 0 here, just put a little slash through it. X can't equal 0. If you have x plus 3 equals 0, when you subtract 3. One of the other excluded values is x cannot equal -3. Okay, so when you're solving this, I have x plus 3 equals 2x. I'm going to subtract x from each side. I get 3 equals x. So x equals 3. Can it equal 3? Yeah, it sure can. Can't be -3, but it can be this one. So x equals 3 is your solution there. Any fun ones coming up? You can do that one. You can do that one as well. I'll take care of this one. One of my last tricks. X plus 3 equals 0. 2x minus 1 equals 0. So subtract 3. You get x cannot be -3. And when you add 1 to both sides, you get 2x equals 1. Divide by 2, divide by 2, you get x. It can't be negative, or it can't be 1/2. Can't be. So those are our excluded values right there. Can't be them. So now this is 4 times 2x minus 1, and then it's going to be 10 times x plus 3. Cross products property there. So then I have 8x minus 4, and that's equal to 10x plus 30. So I'm going to subtract 8x from both sides. You know what I'm going to do? I'm also going to subtract 30 from both sides. We can handle it. Those go away. Those go away. So I'm left with -34 is equal to 2x. Now I'm going to divide both sides by 2. I have x is equal to -17. That doesn't conflict with either one of those. So this is my solution. Right on. Okay. That one's doable. Let's go back here. I'll do 15. I'll wrap it up for you guys here now. So I have 4 minus 5x. Talking about my excluded values. Setting it equal to 0, and x plus 9. Setting that equal to 0 as well. Do the easy one first. So x cannot be -9. It can't be. And then if we add 5x to both sides, we get 4 equals 5x. Divide both sides by 5. X cannot equal 4/5. Those are the two things it cannot be. Let's find out what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply it here. 1 times anything is anything. So x plus 9. This is equal to 3 times 4 minus 5x. So I have x plus 9 looking fine over there on the left side. And I have 12 minus 15x. I'm going to go ahead and add 15x to both sides because, I'm making this video, so I can do that. I'm also going to subtract 9 from both sides. So that goes away and that goes away. I have 16x is equal to 3. So then I'm going to divide both sides by 16. I get x is equal to 3/16. All the problems that I skipped over between 1 and 15, those are your homework. Thank you so much.